Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano price and the Bitcoin price. And this is not a children's website or anything, no. This is Muesli Swap. I think it is actually the first live running DEX on Cardano. Just want to show it to you quickly. Mentioned it to the channel members, I think a couple of days ago or yesterday, I can't remember. I don't think I've ever talked about it on this channel. Just really wanted to make you aware that, yeah, check it out. You know, Muesli Swap running on Binance Smart Chain and on Cardano, and you can try it. You know, you can just have a look around. I didn't do a lot of research, to be honest, but I think actually they are the first running DEX. You know, I might be wrong. There might be another one out there, but because I'm not really using Cardano DEXs at the moment a lot, I'm not really up to date there. I haven't really read anything else in news, but at least good news, you know. You can use it running on Cardano, so try it out if you want to. I know a few of the channel members have already bought Milk. Milk is their utility token, quite funny. But yeah, that's just as a side note. Obviously, most of you are aware that Sunday Swap is also in the testnet now. So that's going to come out, and a lot of DEXs are waiting to start in the beginning of the year. Most of them had a plan Q4, I think that was delayed. So yeah, like things happen in life, things oftentimes take a little bit longer. So yeah, check Muesli Swap out. It's not sponsored at all. I didn't do a lot of research, but yeah, feel free to check it out. I thought I'd just mention it. Yeah, so let's take a look at the market. Obviously, price dropped yesterday below 47K for Bitcoin. That had a negative effect on many other cryptos as expected. Further price drops for Bitcoin overall, and I showed you two scenarios on the chart that I think are most likely. One being Bitcoin going up temporarily and then go down below to 30K, and the other one was Bitcoin to go down straight away without really significant relief rally or year-end rally. In the end, both scenarios for me point to the same direction. So which one plays out in the end doesn't matter too much, but there are certain things attached to these two scenarios. So if we go up first, I would have taken out, I would have taken some profits, you know, because then I would buy back lower. I'm not willing really to sell at these prices, but that's what I would have done. I would have been happy with these prices then, but I talked about that in previous videos. So let's take a quick look at the charts. Bitcoin, yeah, yesterday, you will know it, we dropped below 47K. This is, by the way, for our chart, and drop below 47K meant, even though we recovered a little bit, drop below 47K meant that this scenario that I've got on the chart now has become more likely, in that we came down or come down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the downside, and that this wave 5 that I did have here before, that this is going to be down here now at around 37, 38K, and that the drop that we had here on the 4th of December was actually only a wave 3. As you know, as per the Elliott Wave method, waves generally in an impulsive waves, so into the higher level trend direction, they run in 5 waves typically. So we've got 3 waves to the downside here to that absolute low, a 4th wave basically retracing, correcting the previous wave 3, and then a move down in a wave 5 that is still to come. That's now becoming more likely as Bitcoin dropped below 47K. We've been in a range here. I think we sort of still are in a range, but we did break out slightly to the downside, or at least made a lower high compared to what's here to, you know, after we created the wave 3, then we were in a range, and we now created a new low in that range, indicating that this is getting more likely. This move to the downside is actually getting more likely, so that we have not seen the wave 5, and that the wave 5 is still to come. After the wave 5, I would expect a wave B to the upside and a wave C to the downside. That wave B target will then need to be adapted. It's currently still sitting here between 55 and 63K. That is based on the assumption that we've already seen wave 5. Yeah, so something like that here, 3, 4, and that this was wave 5, then you would expect wave B to be this one, all based on fib levels. And but because we dropped below 47k and we haven't really recovered it yet, and even I think the daily candle closed below 47k, which is not a good sign for Bitcoin, that is getting much more likely now here, all based on Elliott Wave methods and ideal target levels. So yeah, I'm expecting currently further drops going forward here, unless we can really reclaim the 47k. But I think this has become much less likely, given that we've already dropped below 47k. Even if we reclaim it a little bit, and you can see it actually in the chart. If we take here a look, especially at the 1 hour chart, this really looks like a it looks like a bear flag to me. You know, where you've got the flagpole coming down here, then you make your consolidation, because we just dropped too much in a short period of time. So we did drop quite a bit actually. There you go. And this is looking actually rather not very good, to be honest. So we have come down, broken that trend line to the downside. That's one point. Did try to get above it again, failed, came down with that flagpole to the downside. Now we're just consolidating. And why? I did say that in yesterday's video that I think the initial drop is over now, because, or for now, because we were oversold on the lower term time frames. So you can see that here we were oversold below the 30 level on the RSI, indicating that the market needs to breathe a little bit before further moves happen. It's exactly what it did. Just a little bit of a breathing space, you know, because we were just oversold. And what are we doing now? Basically, in however shape you are drawing this, this is, you can consider that a bear flag, just a bit of a consolidation, retracement after this strong move down. And in the next move, and you know, we can just call out a basic technical target here based on a possible breakout target here, a breakout level that could take us down to 43k. Again, these pure technical targets, take them with a pinch of salt. Due to the prices being so dynamic, they don't always work out. But I think all this is at the moment is a bear flag, so I would expect a move down from here. Not guaranteed, of course, but overall the direction, even if we now should recover the 47k, and I guess we could even move higher here, but at the end I would think that we are turning around now, because we have dropped below the 47k. So the probability of this scenario to go down has just gone up. And again, you know, this is what I stick with. As I mentioned in one of the videos yesterday, I found exactly my same analysis that I've been talking now for weeks about on another website. So it's quite funny. That means probably that this scenario is not rubbish, and that they have come to the same count, I guess, unless they've seen my video, which I doubt, to be honest, but who knows. So that's where we are. And Cardano as well, holding currently the 120 level. Good news, you know, that DEXs are coming out and so on, and more wallets being created and so on. So that's all good from a fundamental point of view. Also, transactions are going up on the Cardano blockchain, but the price is just going down, which is also going down further than I expected. You know, there's no reason to sort of say anything different. It is just what it is. We're going down further than I expected. Technically still, as per the Elliott Wave method, technically still here in a wave 2. Yeah, in a wave 2, you would expect a turnaround, ideally in this yellow target area. Now, we've clearly dropped below that target area already. It did come down too far. We can theoretically still come down to $1 and still do that turnaround and still be in the same wave pattern. But that is getting less likely, of course, as we're dropping below the ideal targets. If you think about what are the ideal targets, all I do on this channel is to apply the Elliott Wave method. And these ideal targets are based on Fibonacci retracement levels, all based on the wave count as well, and what the Elliott Wave method rules are telling us. Elliott Wave method has a high probability to work out. I think if it's applied correctly, around 85%, which is amazing in technical analysis. In my view, it's the best method to predict market moves, but of course it doesn't work 100%. So that is just what it is. You know, everything's running with probability. I can't stress that enough. And if things don't turn out as they do, it might still be that this wave count is correct and everything, but the market has just decided to do something different. And that is just the case with any technical analysis. But Elliott Waves, and you find many statistics online, if applied correctly, it works between 70 and 85% or even higher percentage, which is amazing, in trading generally, or in technical analysis. At least, if you call more than 50% correctly, that's actually not a bad thing. That's actually quite good if you can do that consistently. You make eventually you should be able to come to the right decisions more often than not, and that will have a positive impact, of course, on your holdings. But yeah, so far it's been very accurate, but we have still dropped below key support levels now, 125. These have been key levels, these FIB levels, first of all 181, that was a key level. Then we dropped below 145 and 125. You see, these were all relevant FIB levels, found support and resistance there. Now I think we are pretty much at one of the last levels before we drop to $1. That 120 level, not a FIB level really on this scale here. But what is it? It is an ascending trend line that you can draw here from all the lows that occurred since, and possibly could even extend that, probably all the lows that started here in this year. Yeah, so from February this year, you can see I can even extend that. It is a significant trend line. I think it won't hold if Bitcoin drops further from here. I think that just wouldn't work. But below that, the key support obviously is $1. And as I said before, if we drop below $1 really, then a recovery would be, from a Elliott Wave point of view, would take much longer. Yeah, I still think Cardano will obviously go up eventually, but it will just take longer. From here, what would happen if we finally see a recovery? We would really see a strong move to the upside, like here. And yeah, unfortunately, we are dropping further here now at 120. And if we don't see Bitcoin go up to that initial target area here, and to Cardano have a chance also to go up and build a buffer, I think it's getting quite likely, especially if we drop below the 120 line here, that we will also deal with the $1 level and possibly drop below it. You can see how here on the Cardano chart also all the EMAs are pushing the price lower at the moment. Unfortunately, because Cardano started with a correction much earlier, the correction here on the Cardano chart started in August, September, whereas Bitcoin now started much later. And because Bitcoin is generally leading the market, it is really now when Cardano should really recover in this range. It is pushing it down further. I guess in an environment where Bitcoin would have stayed above 53k, Cardano should really have recovered in this range and probably would have worked out ideally, but we will never find out, because when Cardano was doing it, it was, I think, here in the beginning of December, we tried it, that is when Bitcoin did the flash crash. So every time Cardano tried that, Bitcoin dropped significantly, and that is really what happened. I've been tracking it on this channel. Whenever we had these spikes, this was not that Cardano failed and broke down again. This was because Bitcoin did a major move to the downside. Yeah, I remember that. And this is generally what happened. And it was really, really interesting to see that when Cardano finally broke out to the upside here, that Bitcoin made strong moves to the downside every single time. So that's interesting. So let's see how that goes on. I don't have plans to sell my ADA. Just as a side note here, that's just what I do. Everybody who else wants to sell, it's up to you, of course, but selling at these prices, I wouldn't do it personally. So that's just my decision. So hopefully you liked the update video about Cardano. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.